I got 3 truly disturbing and vile facts that I found doing family history on Ancestry.com. I'm going to say, it's not a surprise. Most people probably have skeletons in the closet. They're going to go back at the family history. They're going to find some things. Maybe not always things like this, but, like I went and found Vito Laduca, who actually was one of the Morello gang, mafioso that was murdered when he went back to Cardini, Sicilia, which is where Mia Familia is from. This actually involves a Laduca, but this I was not expecting this. Something that you wish really wasn't on your family tree, but So buckle up.
Buckle this.
Because this is disturbing. So now a little background, but before we get to the first one, it all started with this 1910 Ellis Island manifest, and it was September 1910. And I'll blow this up. What you see is where the people are coming from. And they're coming from, it's the last permanent residence. Let's see if we can get that maybe blown up a little bit more over there. Last permanent residence, and you can see Cardini. Yes. And it goes all the way down the line. I mean, this is what got me. More than half of this manifest are people from where Mia Familia is from, Cardini. So I posted this. And one of the things I like to do, because I had all I think I knew here was, I knew for sure was Salvador Pecoraro is a first cousin to Mia Biznona, Ninfa Pecoraro. He actually immigrated he went to Chicago. Mia Familia was in Brooklyn. And so when you come down the line here, Felicia, Papura, Monino, and this is what got me. Angela Randazzo, because mi nome is, I'm Randazzo. So Angela Randazzo always gets my attention because my great-grandfather, my bisnono, Pietro Randazzo, had a sister Angela, and one of those brick walls. So the Angela Randazzo is really what got my attention here, right? So I want to find out, is this Angela Randazzo related to me? I also see that she's got a Vita Ruffino, and when we come across here, we know she's traveling with her mother, Angela Randazzo. And they're going to St. Louis. A bunch of them are going to St. Louis. So I look to see if this Vita Ruffino is on my tree. Angela Randazzo is obviously married to Ruffino. So I go to the tree, and I do have Maria Angela Randazzo. She's married to a Filippo Ruffino. And based on some other information, I was able to see that, yes, this Vita Maria Ruffino, I was able to put her on the tree. And this is where it gets disturbing. I'm going to just go onto her profile. We're going to go into the gallery. Boom. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, involving a Laduca. Tony Laduca to be questioned by police after courtship favored by girls' parents. Tony Laduca, 24 years, these are very important details. Tony Laduca, 24 years old, and I know that I have the right Laduca when I get into that because this is 1917. This is October of 1917 in St. Louis, and he has the same address on the 1950 census, exact same address. Now, he was taken to the Mounted District Police Station today to be questioned as to his courtship of Miss Vita Ruffino, 14.
Oh my God!
24, she's 14. This is vile. This is just, wow. They actually gave her address. She's a child. They give her address. So that I don't think you need to report that. Who departed from her home Wednesday night to avoid marrying Laduca. Since then, the girl has been in hiding at the home of a neighbor. I'm glad they didn't give that address out. And has been concealing her whereabouts from her parents, who she says favor the marriage, which was set for Thursday.
Oh, mon Dieu.
Oh, how could parents favor this? I know people are going to say it was a different time, but no. 14 years old is a child.
This is ridiculous. Violet's only 14. She can't be legally married.
She can if she has the permission of her guardian. And who's that? Oh, yes.
Me!
Laduca told the police he desired to marry the girl and offered to deed over $6,000 worth of real estate to her if she would be his bride. $6,000 worth of real estate. I'm glad that a Sicilian immigrant was doing that well. Not happy about this. $1,000 in 1917 is worth $139,000 today. Now, that is just mind-blowingly vile. That is just you met a 24-year-old man giving $139,000 to marry a child. And when wow. And her parents were okay with this.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
This is just wrong. Fact number 2, because adding to this, it gets worse. Laduca told the police he desired to marry the girl and offered to deed over $6,000 worth of real estate to her if she would be his bride. He was arrested after trying to kidnap her last July and was paroled after being sentenced to serve 6 months in the workhouse. Oh my gosh, he tried to kidnap her. He was arrested. They should have put him in prison the rest of his life. Wow, that is just, kidnapped it. He tried to kidnap a child. And why, how could you get paroled for that? Oh, well, apparently somebody, even a Sicilian immigrant that has the equivalent of $139,000 can get away with that. What's unfortunate too, now apparently she was able to get away from this guy. So this is a picture of Vita Ruffino or Valerie Ruffino. And she did wind up marrying, not a Sicilian, but she wound up marrying an Italian. And it just seems to be that this is a picture of her much older. If we go here, which really unfortunate, if you see that she was born in 1903 and Antonino Laduca was born in 1893. He was 10 years older than her. But when you see who she did marry, and he was from Italy, he wasn't Sicilian, he was still 9 years older. So apparently this poor girl really caught the attention of creepy older men. So when I first initially looked at this, I'm thinking, oh gosh, Laduca, and if the parents are okay with this, chances are he was also from Carini, but it is St. Louis, and there's probably more people from Terracini there, and I was like, please don't be, because obviously Ruffino, her mother's Angela Randazzo, that she's obviously related. Please though, don't let this creep be related to me. But unfortunately, Antonino Laduca is on my tree. He was already on my tree, and thank goodness at least you can see he's not of the same Laduca line as me and Famiglia, so we've got that. And I mentioned before, I know I got the right guy because there he is right there, 7315 Commonwealth. He's living in the same place. This is during the World War II time. So I know I got the right guy. It gives me the birthday. They misspelled Carini, but yeah, unfortunately, the guy is on my tree. Different Laduca line. He wound up marrying an Anna Di Stefano, who I believe is Italian, not Sicilian, and she is, about the same age that Vita was, just a year older. So he still married a much, much younger woman. So those are the two, although it's a bonus, disturbing fact that the parents were okay with it. That's pretty disturbing, though. But having a history like this in the family, knowing it was in the paper, it was right. This is the only article that I can find, but it's in the paper that your father was trying to kidnap a child and then marry this child. paying $139,000 in 2022 money. So this kind of stuff can't sit too well. So it really wasn't a big surprise, knowing this history, knowing how public it was, that his son, Vincent Francis Laduca, when I found his Pennsylvania death certificate, and this is number 3 right there. Strangulation. I know, okay, strangulation. I was a little unsure. But this is for Vincent Francis Laduca, and that's where it says strangulation. Thinking, oh my gosh, was this guy murdered? And no, when you come down here, he hung himself, and this is what is really bad too. I mean, you find out someone that close to you, your father, your brother, when I found that they're kidnapping children, yeah, that would probably lead me to kill myself too. So it's equally disturbing here. He is estimated to have hung himself on September 2nd, 1966, but he was found October 15th, 1966. He was found, oh my gosh, weeks later. Was it 5 weeks, 6 weeks? Oh my gosh. The informant, unfortunately, is Mrs. Annie Lee Laduca, which is his wife. So his wife had to walk in and find that he had hung himself. And she found that for some reason, whatever reason, she didn't find him for weeks. That is horrible. Again, I'm speculating. I don't know if this had anything to do with his father. But something like that would probably drive a kid to kill themselves. Find out your father was such a creep. So those are 3 truly disturbing and vile facts that I found in Ancestry on at least, look, it happened in my family, extended, distant in St. Louis, but still something I found on Family Search that all started, innocently enough, with this 1910 Ellis Island record. And it's kind of chilling to, you look at, she's 7 years old here, and what she had in store for her. So it's a little chilling there. But there is she did live a long life, and she was an adult when she married a man 10 years her senior. And I'm not going to go through her children here, but it looks like it was the story does have a happy ending, which is really good. So those are 3 vile and disturbing, actually with a couple of extras in there, vile and disturbing facts from family history. We're all going to eventually get, disturbing facts in our family if we do enough family history. But
What the hell is wrong with you? We're a family!
If you've got something like this, or you have another disturbing fact that you found in your family doing family history and genealogy work, let me know in the description, because those are always really cool to go through and see. And hey, thanks for watching, and you know what to do now.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.